Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to be showing you how to create this makeup look that I'm currently sporting. This is the makeup look that I wore to one of my friends reception recently, and I'll be inserting some pictures as well from that reception party as well. So if you want to know how to create this gorgeous wedding guest makeup look that you can wear for parties, for weddings, or any sort of function that you're going to, so if you want to know how to create this look, then please keep on watching, before which please like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hit the bell notification so that you do not miss out any uploads from my channel. Let's get started. Starting off with my clear skin, I'm using this moisturizer to prep my skin for the makeup. I'm using this Mama Earth moisturizer. This is the apple cider vinegar variant. It beautifully moisturizes the skin. I guess this is the first time I'm using it and I really liked it, so I'm using this all over my face. Then I'm using these two foundations. One is L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte and the other one is PAC HD foundation. The PAC one is a little dark for me, so I decided to mix it in with the L'Oreal foundation and it was like a perfect match. And I'm using this Blue Heaven sponge to blend my foundation. Recently I've been loving this sponge. It's so squishy, nice, soft, and it blends out the base foundation so beautifully. So I'm using that all over my face, just avoiding the eye area because I don't like to go in with too many products, because we're going to be applying concealer as well under the eyes. So I just don't generally take foundation underneath my eyes. I also took it down my neck. I'm making sure to blend my foundation really well. Moving on to lip balm, I'm using this Lip Spacker lip balm, and this is the Colourpop No Filter concealer in the shade Dark 40. This is a little dark for me, so I went ahead and used it instead of using a orange corrector and then a concealer. This did work out pretty well. You can find this on Colourpop website. Colourpop does ship to in India, I guess. It ships internationally. And I'm using this PAC mini sponge. I recommend that you use a mini sponge to blend out your concealer because it's like a small area, and using a mini sponge would be easier than going in with your regular larger sponge. So I'm blending out my concealer really well to avoid creases, and also around my mouth a teeny tiny bit. And I'm using this L'Oreal Infallible setting spray just to mesh everything together. Then sponging everything out, taking off the excess. So I like using the setting spray in between steps. And moving on to setting my face, I'm looking up and I'm setting my face with a little bit of this Fit Me Loose powder. Make sure to have an even coat of this powder on your brush so that it doesn't cake up and bunch up in one particular place. So I'm setting my eyelids as well and looking up and setting the under eye to avoid any creases. And I typically set right after I conceal and do my base. And also I'm using this around my mouth as well. Moving on to the Lakme 9 to 5 matte powder. This is in the shade Honey Dew. I love using this on my face. It just blurs out your skin. You've seen this in many tutorials. I love using this powder, so using that to set my face. And moving on to eyebrows, I'm using this Makeup Revolution Neutrals versus Neutrals palette, using that brown shade, and I'm using that to fill into my eyebrows. This is the shade Custom. So I'm just shaping my eyebrows with this angled brush and then filling it in. My eyebrows are not done. I'm so sorry you guys, it looks a little horrible. So here you can see me spooling out my eyebrows, distributing the product. And moving on to eyes, I'm using the same palette. I'm using the shade called Trend, which is a beautiful burnt orange shade. Today we are going in for a peachy toned eye look because my dress color is also peach. So going in with this orange shade in my transition area with this Pro Art P22 brush. It's a very nice fluffy brush. It works beautifully in the transition area. It just distributes the shadow beautifully. Then moving on to that peachy shade, I'm using that on the outer corner and taking it into my crease. That shade is sort of like a satin shade. It's not essentially a matte shade, but I do not mind that. It did look beautiful in the end. And I'm buffing it with another small brush, a crease brush from Pro Art. I think this is the PE13 brush. Then moving on to that lighter peach shade called Personal, I'm wetting my brush and using that directly in my eyelid space. It looked beautiful and I precisely applied it onto my eyelid, the inner portion, like the 2/3 of my eyelid, I can say. Then reapplying that peach shade on the outer corner, because we did lose some when we applied that lighter peach shade on our eyelid. Then I am again reapplying that shimmer shade and reapplying my transition shade as well. This is how I do my eye makeup, you guys. I just keep going back and forth until I get it right. So that's what I'm doing here, and I'm moving on to that burnt orange shade to apply it onto my lower lash line. I'm just gonna buff it and smoke it out. That's how I like my eyeshadow on my lower lash line to be anyways. So that's what I'm doing here, and I'm taking that peach shade again onto my lower lash line to complete the eyeshadow work. Then moving on to eyeliner, I'm using this NYX matte eyeliner pack lashes in 54 and L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara, which I did off camera, the lashes and the liner. So giving a good coat of mascara on my lower lash line. Moving on to face, I'm using this Lottie London Tan Time Bronzer in medium dark. I featured this one in one of my first impressions video. I do like this bronzer. Just go a little light handed with this bronzer because it's quite pigmented. Then moving on to blush, I'm using my favorite Wet n Wild blush in Mellow Wine. It's a beautiful peach colored blush. This is actually like a nude color for us dusky skin girls, even though it says Mellow Wine. And moving on to highlighter, I'm using this very famous Maybelline Molten Gold highlighter. I mean, this is the Master Chrome highlighter in the shade Molten Gold. Using it all over my face, I mean the high points, and I got a call, I'm so sorry. And moving on to lips, I'm using this Faces lipstick. This is the HT something something lipstick in the shade Natural Cocoa. This is a beautiful shade. I've been wearing this constantly. It lasts longer. I even did a full review on these Faces lipstick. If you want, I leave a card up. You can check that out. Then I'll do my hair, change my outfit, and I'll be back with the final look. So this is my final look. So if you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up. Please share, comment, and also subscribe to my channel. I hope you found this useful. So I'll see you next time in my next video. Until then, take care. Tata. Bye bye.